TikTok is banned here in the United States. American users who open the app are now greeted by an error message. But what happens to all the people who relied on the app to support their families or businesses? Well, I'm joined right now, live, by Chicago-based influencer Farzy, also known as Farzy online, who is followed by more than 3 million people on TikTok. So Farzy, TikTok provided you a revenue stream for your family, for you. What does this mean now for all of you now that you can't use the app?
Well, thank you so much for having me here. Good morning to everybody that's watching. First and foremost, I want to say that TikTok not only provided a source of income, but it was an opportunity for me to honestly just provide for my community. You know, with the ability to just make funny videos, it's turned into an ability of creating businesses that help my Muslim community, helped people out there giving me opportunities to speak at high schools, be able to speak about political problems that are happening outside of this country, such as what's going on in Palestine. And so apart from just the income, it's given me the ability to just speak my truth.
Tell me about the charities that you've been able to help as well. Farzy, I'm not sure if you heard me. I think we're having a little bit of a delay there, but tell me about the charities. You've been able to raise $100,000 in some cases for charities. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I worked with several charity groups to help with giving orphans an ability to get a house in several Middle Eastern countries. I worked with a organization called One Ummah Human Appeal, and with One Ummah, me and a bunch of influencers were given the opportunity, by the ability of making videos on TikTok, we've been given the opportunity to help raise money in the Middle East and in all sorts of countries for a large sum of money. And you know, without TikTok, these things wouldn't have been able to happen. So TikTok has just helped a lot when it comes to just giving opportunities to helping others, not just an ability to just make money for myself.
So, you know, a lot of the users are saying that this is infringement on free speech. Where do you stand when it comes to that?
I think when it comes to the fact that it's a company and not something that's controlled by the government is where it should be, the government should give authority to TikTok themselves or to the App Store. For instance, the App Store or Apple has authority to take down whatever apps they have. But the fact that the government is taking a force of hand in this is obviously against freedom of speech, because at the end of the day, a lot of the information that the young generation, I know a lot of people who are watching this probably don't use TikTok as much as the youth does, but the youth take the information, like what they know and what they see is all from the internet, from Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, especially TikTok. And to take that away from us, it's also taking away our liberty, our ability to speak, and our ability to honestly know what's going on around us.
Farzy, we have just like a minute or so, or a little less left, but one thing I thought was really interesting in reading about your story, you've really built a sense of community and you've made lifelong friendships now because of this app. Tell us quickly about that.
Yeah, so a lot of my closest friends that I've met have come through TikTok. Personally, I went through a huge journey through my own spiritual, religion, just as a Muslim. And with my friends, they've garnered my ability to just become more religious and just become closer with, my deen, with God. And with that just being said, big shout out to FaZe, big shout out to Moose, big shout out to Haas Abdul, Faruqi. Those are the guys that I met on TikTok, and those guys who have changed my entire course of just being able to understand what's right and wrong. And that's just literally coming from making videos. And these guys have also been one of the people that I've taken to Mecca, Medina, have also raised a lot of money with these folks. And so all in all together, it all has just happened through the fact that TikTok existed, and because that, so much great has happened.
Farzy, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your story today.
Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate y'all.